Hello friends, I'm Colonel Failure and welcome back to the Transport Fever 2 Mainline, which doesn't exist yet, but it will do. It is October 1875. I thought that was one of mine. It wasn't. I was hoping that we'd get a bit of a passenger pickup go on there, but it was, I suppose, not to be. We've got plenty of passengers. We're in Gotham, and there are 24 passengers waiting here. Plenty of passengers waiting. That's enough to support 6 separate wagons rocking up. I have doubled the number of wagons on every single one of my route, or carriages, or whatever you want to describe them as, and that's helping things along a little bit. We've only rocked forward a couple of months, but as you can see, we went from our first quarter where we were just building stuff into the second quarter where we made $5,000 in profit, ish, or let's say $5,000 in revenue. Let's put it that way. Last quarter we made 132,000 in revenue. Ooh, nice. Still down $250,000 overall because we invested 340 grand and then had to pay another 50 grand in interest. You will notice the interest payment came down a little bit, but that's because I paid off $1 million of the loan because it was just sat in my account. I didn't want to go any further forward. You see, I wanted to be able to enjoy the excitement as we motor forwards and do things of an extent. So we are indeed running a profit right now, but it's probably about break even by the time you consider in any kind of expansion and loan repayment. So there are a couple of choices open to me. I could max out my loan now and set up a rail route, but that's only really going to work if, first of all, it's passengers, and then secondarily, because, well, no, not necessarily passengers. It doesn't have to be passengers. You're going to want a good, beefy turnaround. I mean, the main problem I'm going to have in trying to do freight right now by rail is the amount of freight that I'm going to be carrying is negligible. It's negligee. It is laughable, and therefore it's just not going to turn enough profit to offset the running cost of the trains and the stations and the depot and so right now that's too big an investment. So what I'm looking for is more town to town passenger opportunities. If I can set up another 4 or 5 of those this time around, we'll be in really good shape. But I've had a think singular about how I might mainline up to start with. Twin Peaks is going to be a tricky one, nestled as it is between these mountainsides, because originally I was thinking of doing Dark City to Bartertown as my first kind of swing. Now, initially these are going to be passenger lines, but eventually that'll be replaced with the super kind of freight mainline effort. But you do want to go via Twin Peaks, surely. Why? It's demand only. Oh, okay, no, I suppose you could come in via Rapture, swing up through this gully, maybe put in a little drop-off station there to keep Twin Peaks happy-go-lucky, with a bus stop, or with a little bus connection. That could be quite good fun. Then you can hit this refinery. Yeah. We're not going to connect every town and city and everything direct to the main line, but I think there's some stuff that can be done. Anyway, I'm off topic. I'm looking for a couple of towns that are close to each other that can make me some quick cash. This could work. City 17, Los Santos, Castle Rock. Now, would you go like that, or would you go like this, and then have a counter one? Yeah. The only problem there is if someone wants to go from no, that isn't a problem. Shut up. All right, that's what we're doing. Yeah. Now we've got a little bit of a lump in the way there. Less of a lump if you're going straight to Castle Rock. So this might actually be a very expensive piece of infrastructure I'm about to build. So I think City 17 is going to miss out. We'll do Los Santos Castle Rock though, because that's nice and close, and it should pay off quite nicely. Nice. Yeah. Crack on. Okay, that's not quite the angle of attack that I had in mind there. That would be better at this time. Yeah, I could use the straight road thing, but I don't want them perfectly straight at the moment. I want a little bit of kinkitude from here, from place to place, just to go, ooh, a corner. Gracious. Right, okay, bus tram stop. One for you here. Always try and get maximum coverage early on. It will pay it will pay off greatly in doing so. You go for kind of minimal coverage in multiple sections. So I could put one here, for example, and then another one out there, which would give me pretty much, I'd say, probably 90% of the town being covered. But the demand between those two is going to be pretty small. So don't. Right, okay, slap that in there. Some sort of depot type action in the middle. Depot type action in the middle. Yeah, that's the bulldozer. We're not there yet. No, we're not. The bulldozer will arriveth, and when it does, it will all be tremendous. Right, add a state word. No, new line. Sorry, I confused myself there. It doesn't take much, but why do you persist on fighting me? Just why are you being so difficult? I have to click on the actual bus stop. Okay. It used to be you could click on the little bus stop icon, like that. You can. Okay, then. Maybe you're just clicking badly. I find that very hard to believe. Right. So you are going to be loss, literally, okay, to the other place. Castle Rock, which will be Cask, I guess, for those who are so inclined. And this is Road Intercity. I don't mind that. I don't mind it. Yeah, you've renamed the stop. Oh, poo. What was it called? I don't know, Castle Rock something. Okay, yeah, and then this one is whatever you said it was a moment ago. Well, that's Loss. Yeah, Cask. Yeah, good. Road. Yeah, Intercity. Well done. Smashing. All right, to the depot there, bat friends. And let's grab this, and we will go for 6 of these, which I can't afford. Time to hit the bank manager. All right, son. Give me that mill back that I borrowed from you recently. Hello? Hello? Oi, Tiger. Make with the money. Hang on a minute. Is it what? What's your give me cash me. You're trying to repay. Oh yeah. Okay. It goes to show how often I borrow money from the bank. Right. Thank you. Yeah, it's all right. No, there was nothing wrong. I was just clicking the wrong button. Hey, I'm a veteran at this, you know. I've played this for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours. And, yeah, you can tell, can't you? Right, where were we? This. Buy 8 of them, and that'll be enough. You won't need to come back to it after that. Lost Cask. Okay, still got 900k burning a hole in my bank account. And a bank manager looking at me like I'm from Mars. Right, have we got anything here that's viable? Minas Tirith, Royston Vasey? No. You possibly could make City 17 Castle Rock work. You'd have to buy the road, and that won't be cheap. I'll show you. Look, instead of you having to take my word for it, it won't be cheap. This is going to be about 400,000, I reckon. All right. Go on in, smart guy. It's more than that. All right, well, look, you've got a bit of viaduct in there and a bridge and so on. 400 grand doesn't get you very far at all. Yeah, I mean, if you just look at it, I mean, you can see that's going to be too pricey. So let's not. Okay, we're not going to. So you need something else instead then. Oh no, cue feverish moving of the camera around to try and find anything that will work. Mongolia to New York would be a delight, but that involves a bridge, and that's perilously expensive. 200 grand, really? Perilous? Well, yeah, I mean, that's a whole route's worth of gubbins, that is. Yeah, I know, but we can run to that for now. Right. I mean, that bridge is going to have to be removed. You're not getting any ships underneath there. No. Oh, yeah, ships. We'll definitely have ships. We'll definitely have aircraft, trains, flipping Zeppelin, I don't know, maybe. And all of that other, you know, all that good stuff. It'll happen in the fullness of time, but we're not at the fullness of time right now. You did put the right bus stop at those places, didn't you? Probably. I'm not 100% certain that I did, but I'm going to go with yes. It's the kind of mistake that I make frequently, but I would say that in this case I'm probably going to be okay. Hard to say. Right, anyway, here's another one. All right, no, wait for it to go blue. Just wait for it to go blue. Saves you clicking around randomly. Yeah, I reckon it rather does. Okay, right, so you are going to be, we're going to go from Bongolia, so B-O-N-A. Yeah. You've settled on this 4 character approach, and this is going to be Uke. Or rather, Nuke. Oh, I think the citizens of Nuke will be delighted by such things. Nuke. You possibly have had a rule earlier on there about the earlier station in the alphabet going first in the list. In fact, so far, it has both been the later. In that case, we'll go the other way around. It is the last letter in the alphabet that goes first. Nuke to, not bong, no, sorry, boner. Road, yes. Intercity, yeah. You remember that has a different meaning in American? Oh, it does, doesn't it? Oh, Americans, stop it. It's not that funny. Right, next, let's just do that. No, we don't. That's not a word we use over here. No, except in the case of fide, or fide, I should say. You know, bona fide, right? As in legit. Anyway, I've digressed a smidge. New vehicles, please. Yeah, what do you think? 6. 6. Okay, and you're going to stick those on Nuke Boner. The Nuke Boner. Stop it! You're just making it worse. And nobody's laughing. I bet they are. Yeah, I know. You know your audience. Right. Okay. Oh, Rapture Raccoon City. Yeah. Yeah, has got a ruddy great hill in the way. Well, yeah, but you could skirt round the outside like this. You'd probably be able to get away with that. Do we reckon cheap roads would be worth it? Well, give us a price comparison. So we want either that, $38,000, or this, $72,000. For only 30 grand's difference, we'll go with the good stuff. Saves upgrading later on. All right, smack that in there. Yes. You're going to run very short on cash here. I am, aren't I? Smack that in there. And then here we go again. Right, okay, good. These early phases. I don't like to skip through the early phases, despite the fact that it's always the same kind of format. Is build up a bunch of small stuff, make it profitable in some fashion or another, and then move on to doing things that are more dramatic and interesting and tasteful. But you've got to go through the basics before you can get to the expensive business. You could invest. I could invest, but I'm reluctant to do so. I don't like taking out a ruddy great loan. It's just a little bit fraught with danger. Well, maybe danger, but you know, we've got to keep the interest levels up. Right, go on, give me the go on. Where's the blue thing of justice? Come here. Move in, move out, move in. Attack. There you go, blue thing of justice. Rapture Raccoon City. Yeah. You're gonna have to watch yourself now in case of any other inadvertent words of hilarity that come up. I think we'll be alright. Which is coming first? Rapture. So this is going to be off. Yeah. Okay, it's going to be that. All right. Okay, well, that's broken that then, hasn't it? Right. We can't go with that. That's no good. All right. The naming convention is now far more loose and generally fluid. There we are. I didn't even see that coming. I didn't see it. You probably saw that coming. I didn't see it coming. And therefore, it's one of those things where I say it and it proves itself within seconds. Brilliant. Okay. If you don't know what I'm talking about, rewind and watch that bit again. All right, there we go. Okay, so we've got some passenger routes going. Let's have a quick look at the scores on the doors, and there we go. So the Miranda Food production line there is doing 114 grand. That's pretty admirable. That passenger route that I've got between Megacity 1 and Gotham is in second with only 41k. That's not much. The Wrapped Rack Road Intercity, what did I just do? Manage vehicles. There are no vehicles. But I bought some vehicles. Yeah. What did you try and do with them? Maybe I didn't try and do anything with them. This would explain much. You do have to send them out. That's another thing I forget to do regularly. But hey, no, back to the scoreboard. Oh, yeah, important business. We've got look at this. Every single wagon has got passengers on board. That's what we like to see. Nuke Boner has only been running for a short time, so that's still too soon to make any cash. Lost Cask is going to make cash any second when stuff starts arriving. And yet, we probably need double this amount of income in order to be in a ready state to expand further. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do. It is March the 4th. I'm going to rock forward to the start of June and see where we're up to. Okay, so it is now the start of June. I actually want to rock it to the start of July before I pick up again. But this is so you can see what's going on. Basically, is the road income is made up of obviously your ticket receipts, followed by a bit of vehicle maintenance on roads, and then the infrastructure maintenance, which is not an insignificant amount. No, so it is erratic in terms of the net that you're going to generate, despite the fact that all your maintenance costs, they gradually increase over time, and that's even if you don't build anything. But the net that you're going to get, the ticket receipts, is going to be variable, largely because the vehicles are so slow. So it is highly possible that some months a vehicle will make 2 stops, and some months it will make 1, in which case you only get half as much cash from it. That's maths. Yes, it is. But all the changes that we've made so far, this is looking pretty positive for this quarter. I'll slow the speed back down as soon as we've completed it, which should be any second. And we're looking good in terms of overall quarter profitability, because I haven't invested. There we go, 250 grand. Not bad. Pushing $750,000 in terms of ticket revenue. That number will go up a little bit higher even if I don't buy anything else. All of the routes are making money. Obviously, Wrapped Rack has only just started operating, because it takes a couple of months before everything starts to balance out. But everything is in the blue, and that's where we need it right now. I'm interested to know why this one in particular is making me so much cash. Is this the shortest route, perhaps? Let's go over there and have a look. It's going to be something along the lines of, it is the simplest turnaround. Running empty is the worst thing you can do to a vehicle. I think it's a combination of the travel time and distance and turnaround and things like that. You're just making it up. I might just be making it up. Anyway, we can probably now run we could run a Hill Valley Miranda bus line. That would work. And actually, we could go one further and take it to Caprica. And it's not too much of a stretch to say that Caprica to get all the way to Failurewood. I'm going to need to borrow some money for that. But you know what? It's an adventure and I'm going to make it happen. The question is, do you go point to point to point to point? So we do one route there, another one here, and then another one there. Or do you have something that hits all 4 with an absolute stack of vehicles on it? Well, that'll make for a nice fat flipping earning route. Yeah. All right. Well, we've got a bit of infrastructure to build anyway, so let's get the road in. And this is the only bit that I actually need to deploy. And that's 800 grand. That's why you don't just build in a straight line. No, because we could do that cheaper. You reckon? Oh, yeah. I've been here before. If you do it like this, it's going to build this embankment here in order to get over the change in elevation. Whereas if you build it in a couple of chunks rather than one, it won't bother. And you can just keep it a little bit more lumpy, but cheaper. And we're at the lumpy but cheaper kind of phase right now. Yeah, that's a big uphill stretch you've got going on there. It'll be fine. It's not so uphill that anybody's going to be, you know, struggling too much with it, probably. Right, okay, well, that's eaten into my budget a little bit. I'm definitely going to need some cash in order to buy the vehicles, but what I won't need is a new depot. And that's a good thing. Right, you can get all the way to Failurewood from here, you know. Yeah, okay, all right, cool. So let's stick those in. All right, we'll go both sides of the road because obviously it's travelling in both directions. Makes sense, yeah, right, good. And then into the centre of Failurewood, where we'll rock up about there, I reckon. That gives us nice coverage. And then back down to Caprica. It's going to be a high earner, but the turnaround is going to be very slow unless I put like 30 plus, maybe as many as 50 buses on here. I'm not even exaggerating. No, I'm prone to an exaggeration, but in this case, I'm not. What, prone to an exaggeration? No, I'm not exaggerating. There's no zag of any kind at all going on there. It's a good route, though, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, it almost makes me think, well, maybe we should just swing by Arakeen. This would make for a heck of a first train route as well. Not the cheapest to set up, but it's a good one. Yeah, it is. Interesting. Do you want to crack on? No, I want to look at it a little bit longer. All right. Okay, I'm ready to crack on. Okay, let's set up this new line. Hello, Hill Valley. Welcome to the modern era where you too can have passengers. And you know what I want to do? Oh, what's that? I want to have a look at the scoreboard. Miranda needs another bus stop. Yeah, okay. Yep. Because you're going to stop there both ways. Yeah, I'm with you. Do it now, otherwise you'll forget. Or otherwise it will look wonky. No, we definitely don't want that. Replace existing. You've already got 2 bus stops there. Have I? Yeah. Well, get back to work then. Add another station. Right. And we're up to Caprica. This is a very long route. I'm not certain this was a great idea. It's going to pay for itself. It's just going to pay for itself very slowly. And every time a bus rolls up, it's going to be a monstrous payday. But then you're going to have probably 2, possibly even 3 months in between paydays for each bus. So overall, it should come in the black, but it's not going to be pretty on the balance sheet for some time. And that's why it's an adventure. Does it matter which one you click? Yes, it does. No, it doesn't, because they're both effectively the same stop. You see, so that's all fine. Right, have you done everything? It should be Queensway Stanley, yeah. Main, Green, Main, Stanley. Yes, that's right. So this needs a proper title. Where's up? That's up. So what are we talking here? Well, this is an Eastern Intercity. Are we going with named routes already? Because if so, no, you should go for whichever is the last in the alphabet, which is going to be Miranda. So this is Mirror, Eastern Road, Intercity. Okay, yeah, because that lets you know a town that you should look for to figure out actually where does this go. Later on, I think we'll switch to the most significant town in that area. Now, you've got 2 depots to play with here, so I think if you go with a 50-50 split, give me another 500,000, please, and I might need even more than that, but we'll start there. Buy vehicles, passenger, stagecoach, 23 grand a throw. Yeah, so I'll go for 10. That's 20. All right, I'll go for 10. Very good. Right, slap those on the Intercity. Mirror Eastern Road Intercity, yes. All right, and then we'll do the same out the other one as well, and that way they should have a modicum of early spacing. Modicum. Spacing. Early. Of. Right, 10 of them, please. Thank you. And you're on the same one. As mentioned, it's gonna pay good, but it's gonna pay slow. We'll see how we get on. But that's going to wrap it up for today. Now, as you can see, we've got loads of food waiting here, which is great. And what are we talking about? 44, and it's overflowing. This one, 47, and it's overflowing. Yeah. I'm not too bothered about overflow. Yes, you're leaving money on the table, but it means that you are guaranteed to get a full load every time you stop off there. So at the end of the day, I'm not too bothered. Yeah. Right. That's a lot of traffic you run in there. And that's great, isn't it? Is there a quarry around somewhere? Or, I mean, tool production is a little bit more involved. There's more steps to making that work. No, I don't think there is. I don't think there is. No, I don't think there is. That's because there probably isn't. No. Okay, right. Okay, to round things off, let's bang this on here because it's, you know, we've got a main piece of infrastructure happening here, but I want to have a look at how's the town growth going. Now, if you remember from the first episode, we'd set up one huge... give me the size. There you go. We got one huge, and then we'd got 4 mediums. I'm not sure that Miranda is a medium, you know. I can't remember. And then the others. Now, the smallest ones were all like 94, 95. So they've been growing organically just by themselves, simply because of privately owned transport. Miranda must have been a medium. Must have been. No. These are your 4 mediums. Gotham might not be. I can't remember. Someone will go back and look and go, no, it's not the mediums. But you'll see with the pickup you get from actually having road connections there is particularly fine. If we look at growth rate, who's doing best? Miranda, because they're getting both road traffic and food. Yes. Well, that's nice. Yes, it is. Who's doing well for deliveries? That's not actually helping you. That's only sorting by type. I know, but I can keep clicking it and it makes it look like there's some science occurring. Stop it now. I've been Colonel Failure, everybody. In the next episode, trains. I will invest because we should now be bringing in, give it a couple of months, but we should be bringing in enough money to be able to cover the running costs of a train setup while you know, stuff happens and things and stuff. Yeah, good. I'll see you then. Feel free to just subscribe in the meantime, because it's the thing that you would do if that was the thing you intended. And therefore, intend it, because that's the thing. Thanks very much for watching. Catch you next time. Cheerio.